Welcome back to the Down Under Gamer channel. It is the Down Under Gamer here, and we are back with episode 6 of our DEI 1.2.3e Rise of Rome Let's Play campaign. So obviously in the last episode, after spending the previous one building up our economy a little bit, we obviously declared war on the Ligurians, so we came up and with the aid of the Insubras, we managed to wipe out the Ligurian army camped outside of Batavium, and which then left this city open for us to basically take the following the following turn. So we've now gone in there. We're going to demolish all the buildings there, and the reason being as to why I do that is because I like to just build my Roman buildings. I don't know, I could be completely wrong here, but I've always found that with Total War, that tends to help speed up the spread of your particular culture by getting rid of sort of like the native factions buildings. But that said, we've got a little bit of money in the bank. We're back to sort of making about 2,000 a turn. Now, one of you guys did mention in the comment section, I can't believe whether it was at the Total War Center forums or whether it was actually on the channel, that having my unit sitting in a raiding stance was not necessarily a good thing. That said, what I might do is perhaps put them in fortify, so at least that way they're in a fortress. So it's going to cost me a little bit of extra money, which was probably the main reason why I had it in patrol. However, if it's in fortress, it is a slightly smaller force. So if these guys bring their whole army up, then they have to assault a fortress and get in and try and do the best they can. So being in a fortress is probably better overall anyway. That said, always, guys, if you enjoy what I'm doing here on the channel, then by all means, if you have not already, what are you waiting for? Go and smash that subscribe button, drop this video a like, and leave your thoughts, tips, tricks, all that sort of good stuff in the comment section below. And guys, obviously there's been multiple comments made in regards to this Let's Play, so please be advised, yes, obviously there are some things that I am doing which are probably not, I don't know, intelligent, I guess, but a big part of it is I don't have a great deal of experience with this particular mod. So your tips and tricks are much appreciated, but obviously, guys, don't bother posting comments if it's not really adding any value. Things like, for example, and I know it's a big sore point for a lot of you. I built the Field of Mars in Rome. It is what it is. So look, what we will do, because plenty of you have been telling me this, we will get rid of the Field of Mars. And we will have a look at building like a nice economic building there or something to replace that. So that said, let's end this turn and get this episode underway. So what is it? Issue an edict. That's right, because my Imperium level went up. So what we will do is we will look at issue an edict here. What do we got? A call to arms. Export foods, 34% local farming income. I've only got the one farm there. Romanization, +3 conversion. What do we got? Bread and games, 15% tax rate. Party loyalty. Wealth from all commerce. Slave population. Sell slaves. If you guys can hear that, my fiance is actually just outside the room with her hairdryer. So I think she's done now. But who knows? At the end of the day, and no offence intended if any of my viewers are women, but obviously you know, who knows when it comes to sort of drying hair and beauty and makeup and all that sort of stuff. Um, Anything could happen. So she could be back with a blow dryer any minute. But all right, so we've issued the edict, 15% tax harvesting. Why not a bit of extra money? So let's see what happens. I'm assuming that's a graphics glitch. It's like in the fort you go, out of the fort you go, in the fort you go, out of the fort you go, in the fort you go, out of the fort you go, in the fort you go, out of the fort you go. I have no idea. I'd say it's definitely a graphics glitch. So. So these guys have moved back towards the settlement. Obviously, I don't want to chase them too far. Our hidden agent is exposed. That's fine. So what do? We issued an edict, tax harvesting, that's good. Oh, and that actually gave us quite a nice little buff. Or I'm sure it's something else, I don't know. But construction, oh yeah, so we increased our olive oil production, which is good. Early spring, households, unhappy populace. So which ones are they? Sicil, Pania, Gaul. Of course they're unhappy. So let's build a Roman village. What else can we build here? I don't particularly want that just yet. A glass smelter gives us plus 10 glassware, doesn't it? This one gives us, what is this, first and second class Italian immigrants. So this one gives us public order, also gives us growth, gives us second class citizens, a workshop, but I lose money from maintenance, so I gain 75 but I'm minus 100, so I'm 25 money down. Same with the field of Mars, I lose money. This one I gain 2 food. You know what, this looks like the best option, doesn't it? So are these guys reinforcing? No, they're not. So these guys are retreating back, which is good. What is our garrison like here? Certainly not strong enough to walk away and leave it yet. So we'll probably wait. We'll stay there for another turn. So what do we got? Roma. Okay, let's have a look in Roma. What can we do? So public forum. So what do we got? Public order, wealth, plus 1% all population classes. Okay, that's probably not a bad building to have. Ballista, Scorpio, Suburbia, quite as well as its master's eye. Obviously we can build consecrated grounds, but we already have a Italian immigrants. I don't like the whole concept of Italian immigrants, so we might go with the Forum in Rome. So there we go, guys. We've finally gotten rid of that ghastly field of Mars. So what have we got going on down here? Okay, I have to be careful because I'm upgrading some cities here. So that might cause a bit of a food issue. So I need to just kind of like sit back a little bit, I think, and see where that winds up. Obviously, I'm building the fishing port here. So what have we got here? So Roma, yeah, see -5 food. So Ostia plus 200 wealth trade. So yeah, righto. From subsidence, the Eternal City, Ancient Rome, Campus Martius, right. First, second, and third class. Secaria fee. Okay. Why not? Let's do it. Alright, so let's end that turn. Actually, let's just have a quick look at diplomacy. Have we discovered anybody new? Not really. Everybody still pretty much dislikes us, I think.
Greetings in the name of
how about these guys? No, they don't want to trade. Athene.
We are not known as patient.
No. And the Antigonidae.
Greetings.
No, they still don't want to trade either. That's fine. Where is our spy? Postula scapula.
My skills. As you command. I seek rest.
And we have Carthage down there in the south. So it looks like the Etruscans, which is obviously one of the playable factions, they seem to be doing quite well. Down in over in Hispania there, or Iberia. No idea what Carthage is doing with its fleet. And a little bit disappointing, there hasn't seemed to be too much action happening between Carthage and Syracuse. Obviously Carthage has got a large force sort of floating around. I guess they're just kind of waiting for me to stick my nose in. But thanks to you guys giving me a bit of forewarning. A little bit smarter than that, and I haven't done it, so I guess we'll just have to wait and see. Oh. That was their main army. Okay, that's interesting. So they're back there. I don't think they can reach the settlement. However, those guys are heading south towards Resium or Arminium, whichever it is. So I will need to go down. There's also an imminent rebellion. Okay. Lemuria. The rest of the spirits of the dead were a very real concern for the people of ancient Rome. If relatives suffered a violent death or did not receive the correct funerary rites, they would return as larvae, bringers of misfortune to neglectful descendants. The festivals of Lemuria was founded to deal with these vengeful spirits. Once a year, the head of the household would rise at midnight, purify his body, and fill his mouth with black beans. As he moved around the house, he would incant, "With these I redeem me and mine," and spit the beans on the floor, eyes averted so that the ghosts could collect them and feed on their magical energy. Finally, with a cry of "Ghost of my fathers and ancestors, be gone," the whole household would hammer on posts and pots and pans, driving the spirits out into the night. It's very, very interesting. Where I'm actually going in a couple of months' time, my fiance's home country, which is Republic of China or Taiwan. So they have what's called Ghost Month over there, and so basically what happens is in Ghost Month there's like all these sort of like cultural things that you do and you don't do and all that sort of good stuff, and yeah, because it's all supposed to be about spirits. Like for example, like for the whole month, you don't hang your washing outside. You're not supposed to walk up and like scare people. Otherwise, the ghost will take their soul and all that sort of stuff. So, actually, quite interesting to see that. Read about an ancient sort of festival and cultural thing like that, and then know that there are countries in the world today that sort of have have very similar things. So. Let's fight this battle. Let's kill ourselves some Ligurians. So this might take a little while to go. Like Aussies normally do, I'll probably just dribble a bit of bullshit for a while, guys. Interesting times. Very, very interesting. Obviously, their army mostly just kind of looks like militia units. Sadly to say, it is what it is. But the terrain, obviously there's a road there, looks like a bit of sloping hill on the sort of left or right flank respectively, depending on where you're positioned. So for me it will be on my right flank. There is a bit of sloping ground. Obviously I'm attacking, so I would fully understand if the enemy force was deployed up on a bit of high ground. Obviously that would be intelligent. They have a slight advantage in numbers. So, and we have a Legio 1 Apollinaris against the Mountain Men. So hopefully, fingers crossed, they don't fight like crazy mountain men. If they do, then this could be the first devastating defeat. So one other thing as well is I got some advice recently, and like I completely understand that my army loadout is probably a drain on my economy. What do we got? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13 Principe, plus we've got a Hastati in there. We've got some heavy hoplite spear units, all that sort of stuff. So, it's a juggernaut. It's a bit of a steamroller. I understand that historically, like the Romans kind of had 3 lines. So what do we got? We got a bit of rain, so we'll wait for it to be dry. No, it's still raining. And it's dry, beautiful. So the ground is reasonably flat actually. Oh yeah, there's a little bit of sloping ground on the side there. It's actually a bit of a hill. But this is pretty good, I think. This is good ground. I like this. We got Hastati, Principe Samnitiki. So we'll do our triple ACS formation again. So we'll have the front line, we'll have a secondary line, and then we'll have our third line behinds, supported by cavalry, all that sort of good stuff.
Sons of Mars. Your orders. Brave Romans to a man. Principes!
Okay, that's our normal Principe. Okay, cool, cool, cool. So you guys can go here. You guys can go here. You guys can go exactly where you are. Alright, so let's have a quick look at the enemy army and see how they look. Alright, so just some basic, obviously light or skirmisher cavalry there. Obviously some very basic spearmen. Sort of no real heavy armour in there. Obviously some skirmishers at the front. What have we got at the back here? Some more spearmen. Don't look too heavily armoured. You know, obviously these guys have been sort of working out at the gym a bit too much. So they're kind of like out there showing off, flexing their pecs and all that sort of good stuff. Here's the general unit. Yeah, they look like they could be could cause a little bit of trouble. Luckily, there's only one of them. So let's get the battle underway. Let's go and kill some Gauls. Effectively, that's what they are. They are Gauls. My goodness. Alright, so let us move our formation forward.
Romans, ready for duty. Happy to serve Rome. General.
So obviously I've got more space out here on this flank, so I'll probably send the cavalry that way, because obviously we're coming up into sort of steeper terrain here, so obviously sending the cavalry up here, then bringing them around a flank, it's going to tire them out a lot more, I think. So I'll bring the cavalry over here. Alright, so what is that? That's slow bringing up the line. So the Epirotes extraordinaire, which is a phalanx, and I believe it's my triarii, yes. It is kind of like casually walking. So what do we got here? So we got missile cavalry moving out here on the flank. That's cool.
One of our units has used all its ammunition.
So as you can see, these guys are going to run in. They're going to hit like sort of like that first and that second line, which is why the triple ACS is such a such a powerful formation. But traditionally what would happen is they'd run out in lines on the field. The front line would be like your skirmishes and stuff like that, and that would screen the main infantry that would come out onto the battlefield in lines. And then what would happen is obviously then the army would sort of deploy and all that sort of stuff. So as you can see here, these guys are all coming in here. They're hitting the first and the second line, and then I've still got all these units back here in reserve, like the third line. So what I'm going to do is we'll grab this section of the army. So these guys are going to start running, which makes sense. However, that is my general unit, so I need to watch him. So let's pull them back, get them away from all that infantry and those respective spear units. So I think, see, this is the point where the enemy realise they've now just been caught in a box. So let's start sending the rest of the troops in. So these guys, get him in there. These guys, let's put them in phalanx formation. We'll send them in there on that flank. These guys can go into here. So you guys can move in to help there. You can come up through here and then come through and hit this big blob here.
Brave Romans to a man. Aid us. Your orders. Attack their position. Jupiter gives us strength.
So these guys are holding pretty firm, which is good.
Infantry at your command.
So which one is this? So you come over, come down here, engage. So we got any other units that aren't engaged? Yeah, we've got a Triarii here, right? So you guys engage. These guys engage. So let's just send these guys in here, engage that cavalry, try and drive them off the fields.
Rome is mother to us all. Romans, ready for duty.
And we broke them, which is good, so that cavalry unit is out of here. Let's go up here, let's shatter them. Yeah, so they're broken, that's beautiful. These guys can now hit them in the rear. So we're going over here, there, yep, okay. The boys are doing the job, that's good. Oh wow, these guys are holding on against that huge blob. So Principes, get in there, support that flank. So where is our cavalry? Okay, so they're engaged there, we don't want that to happen. get them out of there. These guys are breaking and running. At least they're wavering. So they're routing. That's right, they're in phalanx formation. Take them out. Who else is it? Engaged, these guys. So they're broken, that's good. So let's just grab a bunch of guys. What do we got? We got 2 there. Let's pull them over. And the Roman juggernaut continues to steamroll.
Spear infantry at your command.
And it's all over. Yeah, look, I mean, they did some casualties to us, but at the end of the day, we completely routed their army, and we certainly got the upper hands, drove them from the field. So what did we deploy? We deployed 1,800 men, we lost 350, and we killed 2,000. So that works out an average kill ratio of just over 5 to 1, so you know what, that's not too bad. So they deployed 2,600, and they lost 2,000 men. So we killed 2,001, they lost 2,006. So they obviously had a couple guys that were a bit unco. They tripped over their own feet and landed on their own swords or spears or whatever. That's unfortunate. I suppose that's why the Spartans threw away the children that weren't 100%. I don't know, it sounds terrible, but anyway, it is what it is. Don't judge me. This is the ancient world we're talking about here. But either way, another great victory by Quintus Pappus, our leader. So so there, yeah, as you can see, obviously, guys, you know, the little tip there, try to keep some forces in reserve behind the front line. They can fill any gaps that develop and turn to deal with threats to either flank. So obviously that's what the sort of triple axius does. Historically, the Roman formation consisted of obviously, you know, your velites at the front, which obviously screened the deployment of the army, and then you sort of had the hastati, which was your first line, or your young men that were sort of keen to sort of prove themselves and make the family proud, and all that sort of good stuff. And then you had the principi, which were the more sort of seasoned soldiers, and then obviously you had the triarii, which were the veterans of multiple campaigns. And I think the Latin word for basically you know, pretty much the situation is screwed. Send in the final reserve. Basically means you know, pretty much translates into triarii, or hence why they were called triarii. Because obviously they were the last line. So if the situation was hopeless, then the triarii went in. So. But looking at the kill count there, guys, obviously as usual, the Principe did plenty of work. Very sore sword arms for them, or spear arms for them tonight. That mercenary I think it's Etruscan cavalry that I recruited like back in like episode 2 or whatever it was. They are certainly earning their worth at the moment. Those guys, they're like smashing out like 200 plus kills each battle. So. Been quite impressed with them, and they're also quite fast as well, which is good. So they're really good for chasing down fleeing troops. So chasing down skirmish cavalry, even though they failed at that this battle. But anyway. The secret of all victory lies in the organisation of the non-obvious. Interesting. Obviously we are going to enslave them because you get money, why wouldn't you? And the Roman Empire was built on slaves, so what do they have left? They don't have a whole lot, do they? Nah, they're pretty banged up, and it's mostly just kind of light militia units. What is my garrison like in Arminium? Where are we? Arminium. So we have 200 Italian swordsmen, town guards, citizens, and slingers. So if they come and attack me there, and obviously they're in enemy territory, so they shouldn't reinforce. And Arretium is the same deal. Arminium also has a naval garrison as well. So either way, if they attack either one of those settlements, that army shouldn't be able to do anything. So I should be able... Oh, actually, you know what? Let's just kill it. But then again, at the same time, I don't want to leave this settlement sort of... Because that garrison I don't think is strong enough to beat that force there. Because that even though they're kind of light units, that general unit can definitely do some damage. But we are in home territory, so we're going to reinforce a lot faster too. Whatever, let's go and kill them. If we have to retake that settlement, then so be it. And we'll just auto-resolve this one, obviously. So again, we will enslave. So let's get these guys heading back towards Batavium. Hopefully they can't reach Batavium in one turn. Fingers crossed, but there is a rebellion about to fire there as well. So how are we looking here? We're looking okay. We've got food coming on. Okay. So 150 wealth. Roma is upgrading. Do any of these guys give me food? No, I don't think they do. Sanitation, public order. Okay. But this one does give me research rate, so I kind of want that, and it gives me first and second class 5%, so let's build that. That was our initial intention anyway. We're making a bit of money now, so if we lose sort of like 6% from the regional income, then so be it. Given that Carthage doesn't really seem to be moving against Syracuse, if they mustered a full stack army and came over and attacked me there, they could potentially cause me a lot of trouble. So for the time being, I'm actually quite thankful that they're not doing anything. Oh, yep, so the rebellion just fired. That's good. So we can kill that. There'll be more slaves. So, rebellion. What do we got? Civil progress, civic developments. Yeah, civic developments I think is a good thing. So my governor just leveled up, which is awesome. So what does this one do? This is enemy agents. Business construction and taxation. Can I pop that one again? No, I can't. Minus 2%. Let's do that one. Because it gives cheaper. Yeah, beautiful, 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 beautiful. Okay.
Commander.
Let's go and drive off some rebels.
Once. Kill them all.
Let's kill them. 95, 96, 96. So, only 200, but hey, 200's 200. So our leader has certainly been very, very busy. Him and his men have been, you know, just raising hell everywhere. So I need to select a new one. Okay, so what do we got? -3 banditry. That's probably not bad. Plus 2% tax rate. Actually, I like that. So what does this one do? Commercial simulation edict. Plus 5% wealth. A good harvest is a good foundation for both peace and war. +1 food. Agricultural building construction cost. -3 banditry. What is this one? 4%. Oh, 4% research rate. -1% empire maintenance. +3 public order. +%. You know what? Let's go with that one. So I like that. So what can we do? How are the rest of our buildings looking? What does this one do? That's going to lose us a lot of food, so we can't do that one, even though it does give us good supply storage. Here we go. So what do we got? -5% construction costs, 300 wealth from manufacturing, or we get 150 wealth plus 5% from farming, plus 10% wealth from all commerce, 3% second-class citizens. Let's go with that one. Okay, and the turn. I'm going to end this turn very, very soon, guys. I'll just try and kill that little stack army there, and then I'll probably end it up. You know, end this episode. So. So an Epirotes fleet just set sail. Okay. Syracuse and army moving out. We're just sort of building up there. My guys are in the fort, out of the fort, in the fort, out of the fort. Syracuse, it's like a little dance, really, isn't it? In the fort, out of the fort, in the fort. See, we're being tricky. It's like a game, so you can do it the fastest. Like scissor, paper, rock. In the fort, out of the fort. In the fort, out of the fort. In the fort, out of the fort. Oh, I think Syracuse is a bit faster that time.
War!
Oh!
We will make your homes a wasteland, despoil your women, enslave your children,
Nori,
and
okay.
desecrate your ancestors' graves.
No worries. Fantastic. Well, I guess we're going for a campaign up in that general direction. We've already begun it, so why not? I guess we'll just have to destroy their army and hope for the best. Maybe I might have to recruit a second army, who knows? A child is born, Decia Gamella. Most joyous news, a healthy child is born, a future pillar of the family and the people. Awesome. Rebellion imminence. Okay, of course, because they're not very happy. So obviously these guys have come up. So what I need to do is I need to try and secure some sort of an alliance or something with them, I think. So let's kill these guys. Don't run away. Bunch of pussies. 98, okay, let's be offensive. Alright.
Advance!
So Liguria is done. That's beautiful. Noria, and they've got a nice big settlement there too. So I think the best option here is to pull back, try and let them come through the pass towards us, and then once we've destroyed and devastated their army, then we can, you know, obviously go in and try and siege their settlement and take it down, or actually that could be the interesting one. Or there's always an or. All right, so where is our spy? Postula scapula. Postumia scapula.
What do
My
you
God.
say?
Luckily she's not a real woman, otherwise I'd be in trouble.
My work is done. For now. On the road again.
So Saltici, I can't trade with them. And Lusitani? Maybe?
Speak quickly and well. Speak ill.
Maybe.
You bless our meeting with these terms.
Trade is always a good. The Raeti, the Skodiski. Okay. So let's have a quick look. Okay, so the Nori have declared war. These guys, let's see if we can try and get some like a non-aggression pact or something from them. They're green, so they might do it.
I look forward to your wisdom.
Where are we?
I trust you
Military
will not
alliance,
accept your cup
no.
of wine first.
What about a non-aggression pact? High, very good.
Yes, your words show wisdom beyond your years. I knew your people
Defensive
to be
alliance,
honorable.
no. What have we got? Low. Okay, we'll accept a non-aggression pact. That's okay. So we will end the session, guys. Obviously, we are now making nearly 3,000 a turn, sort of 8,000 in the bank. Because of the request of you guys, we got rid of the old ugly Field of Mars and Rome. We're now building a forum there to increase public order, extra money, all that sort of good stuff. We'll see what that building does for us. We've taken a Patavium. They're still a little bit sad. However, if we have a look, Latin culture is on the rise. Celtic and Italic culture is in decline. We're building, obviously, glass smelter and a Roman village there. We're upgrading Roma itself. We are now at war with the Nori. So we are, I suppose, expanding through no choice of our own. At least that's the plan anyway. So that said, guys, if you enjoyed this episode, smash that subscribe button, drop this video a like, and leave your thoughts, tips, tricks down in the comment section below. This is the Down Under Gamer signing off. I hope you all have an awesome day. Thank you very much for watching. Cheers!